U.S. President Donald Trump has ordered his administration to halt funding for the World Health Organization. He accuses the organization of doing the bidding of China in the battle against coronavirus.
We give $500 million. We have over the years from 400 to 500 for a long time, for many years. And China is giving $38 million. And yet they seem to work for China. And they should have been in there early. They should have known what was going on. And they should have been able to stop it at the...
But Dr. Senait Fisseha, a chief advisor to the WHO's Director General, says to move forward with the decision is devastating and that the U.S. should rethink the move.
Where we're going to feel the pinch the most is going to be around routine services like immunizations, life-saving interventions that the WHO provides in collaboration with national governments. So this is not good news. Of course, the decision is not final.
She says it is disastrous to make this move in the middle of a pandemic. The WHO is providing global surveillance of the spread of the disease, coordinating with the international response, and giving advice and training to health practitioners.
The WHO, as well as allies of global public health, continue to negotiate and reach out with the U.S. government to see what can be done to reverse the course. In fact, if anything, this is the time where U.S. leadership is enormously critical globally, and not only we expect and we hope funding will be reinstated, but rather we want to see an increase in funding to fight this pandemic, all in this together.
The WHO has received criticism for early missteps in response to the virus. On January 14, the organization tweeted that Chinese authorities had found no evidence of human-to-human transmission of the virus. This proved to be false. The WHO also waited until March 11th to declare coronavirus a global pandemic. By that time, cases had been recorded in 110 countries. Critics say the WHO should have done more to see that China shared its samples of the virus with international researchers.
But the World Health Organization's regulatory arm clearly failed during this pandemic.
But Senait says the WHO seeks to stay out of politics and maintain a relationship with all countries in order to have access to information. She pointed out that early on, the WHO sent a team of international scientists to China to investigate the outbreak. Within 2 weeks of the first public reports of the virus, the WHO was able to share the sequenced gene of the virus, which was used to create diagnostic tools and for research on a vaccine.
And frankly, the world is able to do this only because WHO can coordinate this response. As you know, a lot of countries have bilateral relationships. The United States has a relationship with China, but those bilateral relationships are fraught with a lot of politics. And what the WHO tries to do is stay away from that politics and focus on global public health.
The WHO Director General, Dr. Tedros Adhanom, has also been under fire for praising China's transparency in reporting about the virus at a time many believe Chinese officials were underreporting the extent of the outbreak. Republican members of the U.S. House of Representatives have written a letter accusing Tedros of supporting a Chinese propaganda campaign and demanding that Tedros release all correspondence between the WHO and Chinese officials. Senait, who's originally from Ethiopia and has worked with the Director General on public health issues for 20 years, says he is a leader of the highest integrity. She pointed out that during his time as Ethiopia's Minister of Health, he relentlessly worked to decrease maternal mortality, HIV/AIDS infections, malaria, tuberculosis, and mortality for children under 5 years old.
He was highly focused, he was highly precise, he was fantastic in garnering partnerships and collaboration and support.
Senait believes Tedros will weather the storm of criticism and is the right person to lead the World Health Body.
There are going to be critics. It doesn't mean that Dr. Tedros is a perfect person. The good thing about him is he has a growth mindset. He's always willing to learn and grow and improve. But the truth is some of the attacks that have been targeted at him during this time are heavily unfounded. They are very political.
Salem, VOA News, Washington.
So it's a dialogue that should continue between the government and